Hello everyone and hope you're doing great. Today's video is going to be a tutorial about the crucial points that we need to know and the first steps that we go through when using OmegaT, which is a free CAT tool software that helps the translators maintain a good quality translation. In this tutorial, we're going to have a brief explanation of the OmegaT's interface, the first steps of starting a project in OmegaT, and beginning the translation and some tips in the process. So let's begin. First of all, when we enter OmegaT software, this interface appears. We can find multiple options and tools such as segment properties, glossaries where we can find our new terms and expressions, and there is the notepad to write down any important notes during the translation. And some other right here, just like dictionaries and machine translations and so on. And here is the part where most of our translation process happens. It's what we're going to see in this video. OmegaT provides us with the important informations and the first steps and some settings all written down here in this window. And they are all editable, meaning we can minimize them and edit them just like we want. So, in order to start a new project in OmegaT, we need to click on Project and New. Then we need to name our project, for example, Project Number 1, and then choose where to save it, and we click Save. After that, this window will appear, which is where we're going to choose our source language and target language. I choose French as a source language and English as a target language. And then we click on OK. OmegaT will create a folder set that contains our files, and this window right here is the one that allows us to import our source files. So we click on Add Files to select our source documents, and here we need to have our source text in a Word format. So we choose the source text from our desktop and we click Open. For now, we close the source files window as we have our source text set in the software's interface. In order to help the user during his translation process, OmegaT displays the translated segments in a different color than the translated ones. For the glossary, it needs to be saved in an Excel format. So we write down our terms and expressions in Excel and then save it in a specific type, which is Unicode text. Just like this. And then we name it so we can find it easily after. And then we save it. Next, in order to import it into our project, we need to open our documents and copy the glossary file. And then we go to our projects file, glossary, and click Paste to transfer our glossary file in it. And here we will find our glossary set in the software's interface. Now we can begin the translation. We start with segment number 1. And when we need to use a term from our glossary, we press Ctrl space. Here we have the word étagère, which is shelf in English. We click on it or press Enter, and we have our needed term set. When we finish translating a segment, we press Ctrl N to move to the other segment. And we continue the translation. Press Ctrl space to find our term, and then press Enter. And so on. When we need to go back to the previous segment, we just press Ctrl P, or to move to the next one, we press Ctrl N. There's also a feature that allows us to add a new term in the glossary, which is by clicking in the settings of the glossary and click Add glossary entry, and simply write our source term in the source language and the target term in the target language. And we click on OK. Here we can see the two meanings of the word plus in French, and I can here choose the one that suits the meaning of my segment. And I can move on with my translation. Plus, when we need to undo or to go back one step, we just click on Edit, Undo, or Ctrl-Z. After we finish the translation, we click on Project, Save, or Ctrl-S to save this project in our desktop. These are the basics and the important steps that we need to know when using OmegaT. I hope you enjoyed watching this video and hope that was useful. See you in the next one.